It's Clive Roxon here. Making these 3D models, I've had a huge amount of trouble. I've been wrestling for a year trying to make models of Taylor Swift as such. This is the new way I'm doing it now. You've got to have two sets of numberings. One is for your directory, your arrangement in your directory, and then what I do is I use Roman numerals on the files themselves. See, that's make 10, X is 10 in Roman numerals. So you've got two numbers there. You've got the number of the directory, which is 46. 10 is the Roman numeral in that, and the 24 is the backup file. So I've got 4 backups as such. And so this works really well, and then when you get your STL file, I just call it STL, I number it STL5, STL7, and what you can do is you can backtrack through a design at any point and deviate off it and then start again and do something new. So this is working fantastic. This is incredibly comprehensive. This is a new model way of doing it now, and this is killer. I'm making, it's a thing called sticky bones. And I thought I could make one of those myself, and so I made this up, and it's a good way of modelling because you can physically see the model, and I'm getting an idea how to put the joints in and stuff like that. So this is working great. But I said that with 3D printing you'll spend half your life doing it. I just did a setup print for this. And according to this, 10 hours and 13 minutes. So she's just started. This one's taken probably 6 to 8 hours to print out. I've had 2 or 3 shots at it, and I tried to do more drawing thinking that I was doing a better job, and I forgot to put that thing in there, and I had to trash the whole part. The whole upper section had to be trashed, because I did it wrong, and also I didn't put a pivot in the middle, which this new one has got a new pivot in the middle. You can't see it there, but so I'm finding from a sculpting point of view, it's far easier when you physically got it, when you're looking at it. So I'm trying to do a model of Taylor Swift, but at the moment I'm trying to do a model of a human being, and this is going well because you kind of get a physical idea of the shapes. See, my calves are quite wide, so I used to be able to toe raise my Datsun. I toe raised, I think, about 800 pound. I had 600 pound on the toe raise. So I put another 250 plates on it, and then I set a shittle on top of that, and I did 10 of them. Then I got a hernia in my foot. But yeah, I got quite wide calves, so I'm going to widen the calves on that, and you know, put a little bit of a behind on it, and it's got very, very long legs, but. They're going to be started about Taylor Swift's legs. They just go on and on and on. But anyway, so this is a good model, and it's going to be quite big when it's finished. I didn't really plan it to be that big, and it'll be good when I'm trying to get particular action movements. So this is my own sticky bones, my own design. But yeah, 10 hours. I've had it going nearly 2 days. I've literally had it going. I've nearly burned out 2 complete rolls of filament. I bought some more smaller rolls there, but yeah, look, you're going to be spending a lot of time doing this stuff. It's well worthwhile, but I've found these people that do this stuff, the one bloke there who 3D printed a car, the trial and error is incredible. I don't think you can sit down and design it unless you're a professional designer. At the end of the day, you can either do it at the start or you can do it at the end. But sooner or later you're going to have to check, double check, and the best way is to do one stage at a time and just keep moving forward like that, and you'll end up with 50 of them. There's not really any way to get around it. There's too many things you can get wrong. You have 1mm, that's actually what I did with those bolts. I didn't plan to make them that big. I had 5mm, and I went a little bit bigger, and I guessed 8, and it was wrong. It was actually 6. So I put these huge bolts in it, but I quite like that. I'm going to paint this matte black, not flat black. It's what they used to run on the old GTHOs. It's called matte. It's called yeah, a matte. I think they call it matte black, and it's like a glossy flat black. And I'm going to, they used to use a spray putty. You can actually get putty where you can actually mix it in and you can paint it on. So I'm going to paint a putty on this and rub it all down, and I'm going to paint this in matte black. And it had the nice chrome bolts. And it should be a very interesting looking model. But yeah, you're going to be spending a heck of a lot of time doing 3D printing. It's and I found that when you're doing PLA, you've got to have the lid off it. The reason it's got an enclosure is because ABS has got to be sealed. So the wonderful part is this will do ABS, it'll do nylon, it'll do engineering plastic. There's a whole bunch of stuff this thing will do. It's an amazing machine, and it's got twin heads. I'm only using the one side. I found out where the it's got mirror printing, and I found out where that was. But you can expect to be doing having this really running nearly all the time. 10 hours. That's not going to be finished until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, but the great part is just sitting in the lamp here going where. You kind of go deaf to it after a while. But yeah, cutting shortcuts, not a good idea. I took a shortcut and tried to do a bit more work, and I ended up trashing the thing completely out and throw it away. So yeah, you don't really benefit from that. Just you've got to do one stage at a time, and you're going to end up with bloody hundreds of these. But yeah, it's an interesting little model. It's going to be a model that will eventually I'll try. I've actually got a model called the T-Pose of Taylor Swift, a real one. And what I can do is I can print that out and make it the same size, and then try and physically sculpt it. I think that's the thing, is I'm trying to do 3D in the computer where you really need to be looking at it. Sculpting, I think you need to really physically look at it to understand it. So I need a real model of Taylor Swift, and I probably have a better chance of making a model doing that than I will be trying to draw it inside the computer. So, Clive Rocksinger over and out.